Those of you who were with us last year in Palm Beach, we announced something very special, and that is the Wellness Moonshot, a world free of preventable disease. It was the first time we felt it was time that we could put an umbrella over the wellness world, the medical world, and basically all the sectors, because we all have that as something that's a goal. So we've spent the last year looking at how we can maybe come up with a way to work together towards that, and we have done that. And so happily, there are 2 people from our board, from the Global Wellness Institute, that have stepped up, and I'm going to have them come up and explain what the plan is, and it's Dr. Richard Carmona and Jessica Jesse. Where's Jessica? Oh, there she is.
Let me play among the stars. Let me see what's.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, as you know, Susie's a force of nature. Over the years that I've known her, I would say that every day she gets up with a sense of urgency. And so this issue of the moonshot really was no surprise to me, because she was always probing. What are we going to do next year? What's going to be better? And the thing that really brought us together with the moonshot was, she says, I want to get all of these people together. I want them to work together on a project where we could really change the world, be disruptive, be innovative, and push. And so she inspired me, and through many late-night conversations and emails and texts in the middle of the night and leading up to last year's conference, we came up with this concept of a moonshot. Why? Well, right now, if we look at the United States, we're spending about $3 trillion a year on what we call health care, and it's really sick care, it's not health care. 75 to 80 cents of every dollar we spend is spent on chronic diseases that we cause by our poor lifestyle choices. Therein lies the value proposition that can really disrupt the world and make it a healthier place, reduce cost of care, improve quantity and quality of life. So that's why the moonshot came to be. It became much more complex because we realized in a global enterprise like this, where the world has 7.5 billion people, each of these communities has different needs. So trying to find something that was unifying, trying to find something that would bring us together, and Susie and I struggled to try, how do we articulate it? How do we keep this simple? And we crowdsourced, we reached out to many of you and others to say, give us your best ideas. We had people saying you need to get this lab, you need a physical exam every year. But we realized for most people, those are barriers to enter the system. So we must keep it simple. And Susie insisted upon that, and the Sergeant Major over there, Nancy Davis, insisted to keep it simple, to keep it simple. And in trying to figure out how to keep it simple, we said, we need somebody who has the brains, the expertise, the talent, the sense of innovation. And we reached out to Jessica and said, Jessica, give this a life. Give this concept a life for us so that there'll be some physical manifestation in front of everybody every day that will be reminded of what they need to do, and let's keep it simple. So Jessica, please take over.
Wow, thank you. So it's great to be here, and I think we're actually going to summarize pretty much what almost everybody has spoken to, which is wellness and longevity and really the quality of life. You know, you might have quantity, but the quality of life is important. So I'd like to say that for me, there is really nothing worse than talking about a great idea and not doing anything about it. All right, it makes me crazy. And I think this eradicating preventable disease is really, the moonshot is a great idea. And it's actually the right thing to do. And I cannot, and I will not believe that in this crowd, each and every one of you doesn't really believe that we have an obligation and a responsibility to make the world better now. Not in 10 years, not in 5 years, today. Yeah, we really do. We have to start sometime, someplace, and this time is now, and it is here in the Wellness Valley. You guys are the initial crew. The crew to what we call Pegasus. Before the Apollo missions Pegasus was the program that NASA put out to see if we could even shoot a rocket up in the air. And so you guys will be the Yuri Gregorians, the first crews on how to make a difference. And through this year's program that I'm about to announce, we will collect something that everybody here also understands, is data. That's very, very important. We don't have any data now. I have 2 quotes directly from Nerio's book, and I urge you to read it. It's really quite inspirational, and it's a great read. And one of the things he says is that collective happiness generates efficiency. I love that. And then he also says that you can apply result-driven effects to positive social change. And what that really means is action. You got to do something about it. So let me start with, should I use this little thing here for the slide? Okay. So what we put together is a calendar that's going to be called the Moonshot calendar. And it's going to be very simple. It's going to be a 12-month calendar based on the full moons. And the calendar will be immobile. It's not something to put on your desk. It's not something that you're going to file in someplace and you're not going to see it. It's a visual cue that we are very much like the moon, a reflection, and a reflection of our business, and a reflection of our workforces, and our families, and our communities. So can we make this better? So every month we will reach out to you, ping you with 3 easy steps that are going to say, make people aware, here is the data, and 3 kind of quick points on what to do with the data. And then the third one is a result, And I think the greatest thing about maybe this program is what it's going to bring to you, because it's going to show that you can make a difference. And it's a very, very simple program. And Rich, would you help me with that? Sure. Let's get the next slide up. There we go. So there was a lot of discussion with great doctors, and all these ideas came up. And we said, but how do we keep it really simple? What are the key factors? And Rich, I'll let you take it over from now, because you said people need to move.
Well, we had a lot of discussion about it, and I think Jessica's not giving herself credit, because often we say to her, how do we simplify this? And people sent us a lot of things about complex carbohydrates and different things, and I said, it's sugar. Let's just do something simple. Everybody understands sugar. Stress people understand, fat. So as you go around the wheel there, you can see that they're all the most complex thing might be a blood pressure, okay? But when we had so much input where people wanted labs and genomic testing and all these things, those present barriers. In a world of 7.5 billion people, where 2 billion of those people live on about $1 a day, they don't have the access to a doc and having special things. So we wanted to make sure that in this calendar, it would be accessible to anybody. In the most remote areas you are, in the most urban areas you are, with great sophistication, little sophistication, that there'd be something there that everybody can rely on. We also recognize that many of you might feel uncomfortable with doing this because you haven't done a research project or started. So I talked to Susie, and we also said, well, let's figure out a way that we can do kind of an ad hoc consultative service where we might have a webinar or a web posting on a monthly basis, and be able to have some of us who have experience volunteer to help those of you who haven't, so that there's no barrier for you entering, because we'll provide some guidance when and if you need it, because we want to make sure this happens. As was already said, I really feel strongly that we feel strongly that we can make a difference. This is a distribution network that's unparalleled in the world. If I had this distribution network as a Surgeon General, I could have changed the world, okay? Be honest with you. But you guys have the power because of your passion for wellness, for your understanding of the science, being able to take complex science and translate it in a culturally competent, health literate manner, to deliver it to an end user, one of our fellow citizens, to really do one thing only: effect sustainable behavioral change. That's the equation. So we want to make it as simple as possible.
Right, and thank you, Richard. And part of it, the objective of this Moonshot calendar is awareness. If we can just get people to understand the importance of the simplicity of how to, lead better lives. And I think that everybody here can move the needle. I'm not a numbers person, but in a meeting just yesterday, we figured that there's 600 people here. Omar, you figured out that, the average maybe workforce is about 50 people. So that's 30,000 people that we can reach. And I think that that really is an extraordinary way that each month, how you communicate to your network of employees or staffs, it's up to you. We don't want to show you how to run the program. We will give you the tools on how to do it, on how to communicate, on how to make it fun. We're going to have Instagram campaigns. We're going to use Facebook. We're trying to use the same global wellness app that we can keep going. And as friends that we are here, it's not going to be a one-time-a-year get-together. It's going to be, hey, look what we're doing for our health. Look what we're doing for going green. Look what we're doing locally. So the 0 kilometer rule, that's a really important one. So everything that's really kind of been said, we're going to try and put together for you. And, there's a wall, I think, Susie, you've created this beautiful wall that you will write your name and pledge to create and make this calendar come alive. And we will be happy to support that through webinars, through digital formats of more information. And, we can't do it alone. So we have something that, Susie, we're going to give her a big task right now. So these are actually the 12 moons for the year. This is going to be the calendar in a smaller format that you'll receive. But here, Susie, hold the moon. I don't think she can do it alone. So she needs help. Can people come and help her?
Tony.
Yeah, one at a time. So we're going to,
let's pass them out.
Okay, Mary, do you want to go to the end there?
Mia?
Who else? Franz? We need Franz. Everybody who wants a moon can come up and help us with the project.
Here you go, Ann. Sue?
12 moons.
Okay. There we go.
Mark?
There we go.
Good.
Terrific.
Omar? Good.
Omar?
Yes.
Who else do we have? I can hold one. Are we good?
You take one.
Okay, we need another moon person. Who's another moon person?
Okay. Oh.
Nerio, you promised
Good.
to hold the moon. Here
There
you
we
go.
Nerio, yes.
Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what your calendar is going to look like. It's going to be a divine mobile. You can put it in your conference rooms, in your break rooms, in your foyers. I don't know where you want to put it, but it will never leave your sight. You're going to see it all the time. The back of the calendar is going to have all the statistics, so your employees will be able to see why are we even doing this. And, I'm going to be around, so if anybody has more questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And what else?
And I want to add a little simplification to this, or a little more explanation. You see all these moons. What Jessica has designed, she is a creative person, you can see from how she's dressed and she's been in the fashion world. She has created a mobile that is going to hang vertically so that from the ceiling to the floor, you will have 12 moons. And she's already done one in her office that is causing all kinds of, wow, what is that? And that will be the physical way to communicate about the moons.
Yes.
And the last thing I want to mention is most of you are aware of Global Wellness Day, which was started right here with
You have to once.
Belgin from Turkey. And it has been hugely successful. And what we wanted to do is be as simple as what she has done, which has been so successful, with one difference. This is not going to be about individuals. This is going to be about organizations. That's what we're about. So what we're asking you to pledge to be part of is that you will make your organization involved with wellness, because we feel like we have to have our own house in order, not even just ourselves, but whatever we're working in, whether it's education or a business, Nerio's business here, and you're already doing it. If all of our companies are truly affecting change and serious about wellness, we think that's the place to start, and then we hope the momentum will just continue. So I just wanted to add that, and I want to thank Jessica for
Thank
her
you.
brilliant idea,
Well, let's see.
and Dr. Carmona for his passion. And I think between the two of them, we're going to make this fun
We are.
and easy. And we just ask you to maybe, when you head out and you see that moon, just take one of the Sharpies and sign the moon. Just you're saying, I'm going to do this with my organization.
And let's have
Yes.
fun.
Yeah,
Fun is the
it
key
has
thing.
to be fun.
Good.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you all
have
very
a great
much.
lunch.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you all very much.